Well, welcome to today's rant. And we're going to have a little background music today. It's our local high school band practicing very close, as you can hear. But anyway, I think it sounds cool. We normally have ducks and geese, but I think it's too wet out here today for the ducks and the geese. We're under another deluge. We have gotten more rain this year, and I think way more rain than our average. But it's a great day. Tomorrow begins our Vision Conference, our New Year's conference, that we come together and seek the Lord for a word for the coming year, for all those who come, for us, for MorningStar, for the church at large, and even for the world. And we've got quite a lineup of speakers. Talked to John Arnott yesterday. He and Carol are coming. They, of course, led the incredible Toronto blessing movement that really touched the whole world. Lasted years and years. Some ways still breaking out in places, and looking forward to having them. And the Lord gave me a incredible word for John, which I'll share with him when he gets here. But I don't think John's finished yet. He is yet to do something really remarkable. John and Carol, in their senior years, they're actually, John said he just turned 78. Well, he's still got 2 years to go to where Moses began his ministry. And we're supposed to have a better covenant, so we should be able to do better than Moses as far as longevity. I really believe that. It's something that many are pursuing, seeking to enter into, and I think it's valid. And but I think the secret to Moses' longevity was all the time that he spent in the presence of the Lord, and face to face with him, that close to him, because it says God is a quickening spirit who will quicken our mortal bodies. And I think I had the closest experiences in relationship to the Lord this past year, 2018, than I've ever had. Also had some of the biggest physical challenges with my knees and my feet, which the Lord had healed many times. And but he didn't heal them this time, and he told me he wasn't. And there was a reason. I know a lot of people have problems with their theology, but when your theology, to me, when your theology counters things that are in the scriptures and things that the Lord is doing, you need to adjust it a little bit. Things are not as black and white as some simple-minded people try to make them. There are spiritual laws that are irrefutable and unchangeable, and there are principles which there are always exceptions to. And not many can distinguish. It takes a while to be able to distinguish the difference between them. I'm just saying, but Paul the Apostle had a thorn in the flesh. It was something in his body, in his flesh, that God allowed there and wouldn't take away. And, Paul's was because of the greatness of his revelations to help keep him humble. I think I've got a thorn in the flesh. The Lord showed me he wasn't going to take away, not so much because of the greatness of my revelation, but because of my disobedience in some areas. And it's not punishment, it's help from the Lord to keep me where I'm supposed to go. I was taking meetings I was not supposed to be taking. I want to go everywhere. I love, the body of Christ. I love going out and seeing my friends. And I'm not so crazy about the travel and all, but I love going out and seeing what God is doing in many other places. I've spent my life doing that. But he's got me set here for a time, and he's going to keep me in place And if I can't discipline myself, he was going to do it to help me and not as punishment. So I'm thankful for it. But anyway, my knees and my feet are much better now. I attribute it to the close encounters I have with the Lord this year. I feel my physical body is being quickened. And I'm so thankful for that, but I want to continue to be obedient and only take trips and go places where I have a clear mandate from the Lord to go. So, what's going to happen in 2019? Man, I had a dream. I shared a little bit about it with you before. I had a dream on December 14th. Probably the most sobering dream, one of the most sobering I've had since I saw what I wrote about and what I called the hordes of hell, part of the final quest revelation, the hordes of hell that were marching. I had a similar dream, but the outcome was great. The outcome, I was told in this dream, would be successful. And to me, it's also sobering, because if he has to say that so loud and so clear as he did in this dream, it means it's going to look for at least a time that we're going to lose. That we're losing bad. And but I have that sure hope from the Lord, that sure word. Now I'm going to share it. I'm going to unpack it a little bit during our New Year conference. As much time as I have. We have other great speakers coming. We got Daniel Kalinda, who I think is one of the emerging leaders in the body of Christ with a worldwide influence. We have Jeremiah Johnson. We have one of our favorite people, Zorro, the drummer. Perhaps the world's greatest drummer. Many believe he is. Definitely up there in the top handful. But he's also a remarkable teacher and preacher, a man of incredible and profound wisdom. And he's got an incredible story. His life story should definitely be a movie. But it's worked in him a great wisdom. But I am so excited about all of these. So I'm going to fill in spots and share parts of this dream I was given. It was pretty involved. I was able to see our U.S. history, which in heaven is called the American Republic. And this was repeated to me over and over. This is the way heaven sees us. It's not the United States. We're called the American Republic. And I was shown our destiny, our purpose, in great detail, and some things that are going to unfold very soon to help us get there, to accomplish our purpose as a nation. And that's one of the reasons I've been set down here. Lord's given me a call into our own country for a time. And I'm happy about it. I love our country. I love our continent. We have an awesome continent, just like I love Europe. It is an awesome continent. I love Africa. Asia is incredible. I've got a problem. I love all the nations. But I think the Lord does too. But I can't keep going to all of them. I've been sent here. But anyway, this revelation is actually probably going to take me several weeks to unpackage and to share the way it deserves, because it's really something very major that we're going to experience. And I'm going to focus on it in our prophetic perspectives television programs. I could see taking 8 to 10 weeks to actually unpackage it the way it deserves. And then I'm trying to have it written up in a book at the same time. I'm sharing it in our word for the week. I mean, it's the message I've got to get out right now. And I think when you hear it, when you start to hearing aspects of it, you'll understand why it is so important that it goes out now. So anyway, I am so excited about 2019. I am not saying good riddance to 2018. I love 2018. With all the physical challenges I had and my wheels, my trying to get around, my legs, feet, and it was the best year of my life. And it was the best year because of the close encounters and relationship I had with the Lord. Nothing makes our life better than that. You can be in a prison like Paul and Silas. If you have God there with you, you'll be singing hymns of praise. You can be in the worst cave, darkest cave, and it's better than a palace if God is there with you. You can be in a palace and it can be worse than a prison if he's not there. We need the Lord above all things. And we've got to resolve above everything. This year we will get closer to him. I can say that in 2018, I did that. I think I've done that. I've been trying to do that every year of my life, but in 2014 I made a major focus. This one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get closer to the Lord. I'm going to know him better. I'm going to know his voice better. I'm going to just everything, get closer to him. And every year since 2014, I believe I have been able to do that. But 2018, that was like a leap year for me. Just some major things happening, major revelations. And some of them I wrote about in the book, The Valley, that I just released, which is already taken off. Many are calling it better than The Final Quest. So I don't know how to relate that. I'm kind of subjective. I felt like it was more important because it is such a timely word. It includes such a timely revelation and understanding of some things. And we read it together as my staff, my leadership team, and almost all of them said, yeah, this was maybe the best thing I've ever written, or most important. So, and it's taken off. I'm excited about that. It is a word for the hour. It's called The Valley. It is the second book in the Fire on the Mountain series. The first one was The Path, but you can read The Valley without reading The Path. May help you a little bit to understand better. Read The Path first. But anyway, I've got to get the third book out this year. And it was like 5 years between The Path and The Valley. I'm hoping to get the next one out this year, but I'm getting such a download in so many areas. And guess what? I am still meeting other prophetic people that are going to a whole new level in prophetic revelation. I have just been astonished at what has been poured out. Our friend Bob Jones, the most prophetic person I've yet met, I can now say, as Bob used to say, his ceiling was going to be the floor of many others. I think we're starting to meet those many others now who are just going to a whole new level in the prophetic. You can be one of them. Why can't you? That's the one thing. We were told to earnestly desire spiritual gifts, especially that we may prophesy. Why not you? I really believe, like Moses, I would that all God's people were prophets. I would that all God's people could hear him on that level. But if you're listening to someone like me, you're certainly one of those prone that way. And so why not you? Why can't you look at maybe the greatest prophetic voices today and say, we need more than that? Not just out of pride and out of selfish ambition, but because we're in desperate need of hearing from the Lord, and his people are desperately in need of hearing from the Lord. So anyway, this can be your year. This can be the best year of your life yet. Let's resolve that it's going to be, because above everything else, we will get closer to God. Thank you for joining me for today's rant.